Okay, being new to this YouTube stuff, I'm not really used to kind of taping some of this or filming it, and my wife's been bothering me for a couple of years now to make her a new chicken house. Her old one's not very good. So this is what I've come up with so far. It's about half finished, I guess, but I had all this barn wood. It's rough cut 2x2. It's really thick, heavy, but we tore out some old corrals, and then the flooring is our bleachers that were destroyed when the barn fell in. It's starting to look kind of like a chicken church, so I think that's what I'm gonna make it look like. So anyway, this ought to be kind of a fun thing to do. Well, it's getting a little further along. It's taking a little longer than I thought it would, but I don't know, it's going to be kind of neat when you get done. It's got the nest boxes inside, and I'm going to put one open door like that on either side. It's really heavy. This is rough cut 2x6s, so they're a full 2 inch and not 1.5 inches. Well, I told Cindy, my Mrs. Muskrat there, that kind of looks like a church. And then I had a friend stop by, and he says, "You're going to put a steeple on that church." So, don't take offense, but I think I'm going to call this the chicken church. Well, it didn't really start out to be looking like this, but that's kind of the way it's ending up, so why not? Anyway, I'll keep plugging along, and when it's all finished up, I'll have to put it on the computer here. Well, the chicken church is getting closer to being done. We last night we put a bell house on top. She's got a bell that she said she wanted to put in there, but that's kind of neat. If you didn't put a cross or something on top, it looks like a old-time schoolhouse. So I think I'll probably leave it like that. I don't know, people are strange anymore. I don't want to offend anybody by saying it's a church for chickens. It's just a chicken house, and it turned out kind of to look like a church, so we figured, why not? We'll put something else up there. It's going to be kind of nice. She can open up the sides here like that on both sides. There's nest boxes inside. I can put these air vents on the top. I'm going to put a hinged board that would come down over here, and that way in the winter time she can shut them off so they're not blowing snow and rain and cold in there. But this door here, I kind of messed up, I guess, when I did that. I didn't think about this angle. It's going to make it hard to open on a hinge. So I'm not really positive how I'm going to do that yet. The other door, it's just a small square for the chickens to come in and out of. And there's plenty of room down underneath, so I'm going to fence it off, and they can go underneath there and get out of the sun. In the summertime here, as cold as Idaho gets in the winter, it's hot in the summer, and it can be 100 degrees easily in the summertime. So anyway, I'm going to dig the tractor out and go put the extra lumber away and clean up all this mess. I got a heck of a pile of junk here to clean up now, and move it out into the field. Well, the next things I got to do here, I've already started. My old Jeep, been working on this for 5 or 6 years now. It's my Muskrat Mobile. It's a 1948 CJ2A Willys Jeep. A friend of mine, he says this thing is a death trap, so that's what we named it, is the Death Trap. But it was jumping out of gear, second gear, which is pretty common for these things, really. But then my throwout bearing started to squeal, and so underneath this thing here in that garbage bag is my transmission. I gotta tear that back apart and change a couple of the gears. And in between that, still got a lot of cleanup down here on the fairgrounds to do. All these horse stalls here need to be shoveled out, and there's still a barn over there that's got wood chips in it and manure I gotta clean up from the sale. And they're rebuilding our building. They're down there doing the dirt work finally, which is a good thing. Be nice to have that building back. Now, I put a time-lapse camera on it a few days ago, and they figure this is going to take until August to get it done, so that should be kind of fun to watch, the building go up in a few minutes instead of a few months. Anyway, I better get to work. And here we go, the chicken church, or chicken schoolhouse maybe. It's turned out better than I'd hoped. I'm kind of proud of this. For being, the boards all came from an old corral that I tore out that they wanted to burn, and I told them no, those are too nice of boards to be burnt. They're full 2-inch rough cut. She even got a bell for it. Now this is going to be kind of nice. On either side it's got these hinged open roofs with the egg boxes inside. This is the door the chickens will go in and out of. It's just going to have to swing open like so. I put a ring up here so she can run a string down to it and then open it from the outside of the pen once we build the pen around it. Another egg collection site on this. And over here, the main door, I wasn't really sure how to make this work, so I just put a snap and a hasp. The door just lifts off like that, and then inside of here you grab that and this will slide out for easy cleanup. This is kind of a plastic corrugated stuff meant for greenhouses. It ought to be smooth and easy to scrape off or hose down, so it'll be a whole lot easier than having to shovel it like before. Put that back in there. Put that up. Put the snap on there. Like I said, I'm kind of proud of this. Underneath, I've got those boards on 3 sides. I'll put chicken wire down around the edges, kind of like I did up here in these little windows, and that way the skunks and the raccoons can't get into it. This right over here, as you can see, I've got a couple of traps here from a while back when we were having coyote and fox problems. They're just pinned right to the ground. We haven't had them for a while. I'm hoping we don't get them back. This has got to be a darn sight better than what she had before. This is her old chicken house, and it wasn't much. The door, the raccoons were able to pry that open and get into it. The pen itself is not very good. It's kind of a eyesore, so all that's going to have to come out. And this fence going around it, I built that quite a few years ago now, keep the horses out of there, and we had one horse that just absolutely destroyed it. The wires all hanging down and falling apart, and he got to be such a problem, such a destructive horse, we finally got rid of him, gave him away. And of course the bees are over here, and these big buzzards or turkeys, they can live underneath there. They'll fit underneath the chicken house. Well, it's gonna be pretty nice when it gets done. Gonna be a rooster revival. I don't know. I hope nobody gets offended by this. I'm not poking fun at religion in any way. It's just it turned out looking like a church, and actually without a cross on top, looks more like a schoolhouse. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Beautiful day today. The snow is starting to melt up high. Before too much longer, I'm going to be able to get up there and do some gold panning and have some fun that way in between work. But I gotta go down and get back to work now. These guys are going like crazy, but I don't have anything much to do with that. They're contracted out, so but I do have a lot of fairgrounds stuff I gotta get back to. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Please think about subscribing. Have a great day.